Hey everyone, come see me in a city near you, like Huntington Beach, California, Los Angeles, California for Stand Up on the Spot or Scissor Bros Live, Las Vegas, Winnipeg, New York City, Detroit, and more. Get tickets at jeremiahwatkins.com. Now let's get into this episode of Jeremiah Wonders. Did you ever sing as a kid?
Did I ever sing as a kid? I did, and then which is a funny story. I loved to sing when I was a little kid, and then I think I was singing one time in the shower, and I think my dad came in the bathroom to get something, and then he was like, "Ugh, that stinks." And after that, I was like, it was like really traumatizing me. I'm like, oh, I don't have a voice, which it's true, but also
But how old were you when your dad did that?
I mean, 8 or 9 or something. So like
the first time you hear something even remotely negative, it shakes you to your core.
And because it's two things. It shakes you because it's not the thing that's like not that one thing. It just tells you like, oh, you're bad at everything, And then also I was like, it might have been like something, maybe a dad made a joke or something, but at that age you probably don't get the joke.
Yeah, it doesn't sink in.
Yeah, it doesn't. Or I didn't hear it as a joke, but I just remember going like, ugh. And then I just remember
also,
realizing,
if you're in the shower, you're naked on top of that.
Yes.
So you're more, you're literally more exposed than you would be. So you're like, you're in a comfort zone singing and stuff like that. And then you're like, oh. Yeah,
because also like that's in the shower, that's also the more secure place that you should, that's where most people sing.
Yeah. It's a safe space because you think that, you're in this like tiny area.
Yeah.
Nobody's probably listening.
No.
You just get to hear that sweet reverb of your voice. It's like, oh, it got a little bit of echo in there.
Yeah.
Makes it sound a little bit
nicer.
Water
just pulling, like the water just put it in your face. It just makes it more cinematic,
sure.
Romantic, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, that stinks. I'm like, all right, thank you, Dad.
Hard cut to reality real quick.
Yeah.
Do you remember the song you were singing?
No, that I don't remember. I was like, I wish I could, but I don't.
Every time you turn on the radio, you hear that song. I can't.
Daddy!
Come on, Francisco, you know the words. Sing along. I can't.
Please, don't, Papa. No, I don't remember the song. I mean, and here's a funny thing. I always like singing, and I do have because my dad used to have a good voice, but like he couldn't like follow like this, like he can do a cappella, but he can't follow like instruments. How people don't have like a good like.
Sure, yeah.
And I can do that, but not with a good voice.
Right.
So basically, if me and my dad would have combined, would have been a great singer.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, but it just the dream died in the shower.
He could carry his own tune, but not follow somebody else's tune.
No, horrible. Like if he could sing a cappella, great. Yeah. But as soon as you put like anything, he'd be like, he just couldn't follow.
Right. You get caught up like when you're behind or
you don't know. Yeah, which is like, I mean, you're a musician, so like it's like you gotta know how to like.
Yeah,
follow.
And the people who are good, like actually good accompanists on piano, like I'm okay, but like the people who are really good know how to literally slow down to match the person.
Oh, got it.
And they can like kind of cover it up, like the people who are really good at piano.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just like kind of scrambling, and then two people sound bad. Like if one person's not able to follow.
Yeah. I think that's like. I feel like that's with everything. I think it's kind of like with comics, like we get to a point where like in a show, we know like, oh, sometimes we got to slow it down or we got to kind of like fasten it up in terms of like how the crowd is going. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if it's like old people, you got to
or just parts of the U.S. You just got to slow it down. Parts of the U.S. I'm like, because like I'll realize.
Parts of the U.S. I'm doing, instead of, I have to do, we have to do an hour when we headline.
Yeah.
But literally in material, we're doing 30 minutes because we have to go so slow.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's just like you kind of like take it slow and then like,
sure.
And then you have to repeat the bit again.
Oh, yeah.
And do it again until they get it.
Francisco has 10 minutes of material. He just does it like 5 or 6 times during his hour. It's crazy.
And I just keep, and just the same, just going back to back.
You're like, he has the same tag over and over. She said what? I love that, like that Def Jam era of comedy where
man.
you would hear them literally repeat the tag about 5 or 6 times, and it would keep killing each time, and it's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
She said what? She said what? And people are just like dying.
Yeah. I mean, just getting up and going. You know, when they just go like this, like their spurs about to like blast. That's like, I mean, have you ever gotten to that point, like when somebody like, not you yourself, but like, I mean, like, not like an exorcism, but like, have you gotten that out of an audience where like they just go like nuts, like they just go like,
oh, they get into your rhythm kind of?
Yeah, or they just get up, they're like, I mean, you know, they do something that you're like, whoa, like,
oh,
I didn't know I had this much power.
Some people, when I've seen some people like start coughing uncontrollably, where I don't know if they just had COVID recently or something like that, but like to the point where like I had to like stop a little bit because their cough was getting so crazy.
Oh, okay.
That I was like, yo, are you good?
Yeah.
Like, and then people, of course, exiting their seats. That's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, they're banging on the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or like they're going like, and when they get you in the snort, have you get the snorts?
Of course.
The snorts is the best.
Come on, man.
I think it's also every time you get involuntary reactions from an audience member, you know you're doing a good job. Because,
well, yeah, you see how genuine it is.
Yeah, because they couldn't control it. You know, it's like somebody holding a fart.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody holds a fart.
So that's why I don't like when comedians say that about like if somebody has a unique laugh and they're like, you have a horrible laugh.
Oh yeah, no. Why?
I'm like,
yeah,
you're giving them trauma to literally laugh the rest of their life. It's you in the shower as a kid hearing that. Yeah.
And plus also you're making the show like now they're not gonna be laughing as how they want to
because their guards are up.
Now they're just gonna be like so no, the worst thing is like.
Yeah,
I mean, but
I want people laughing, coming, throwing up.
Yeah,
just every bodily function, dude.
Just an orgy of
queefing, snorting,
everything. Just shit. I mean, I want people to come out and be like, "What?" Like just dirty and destroyed.
Right.
Like they just went to what was that festival in the desert?
Oh yeah. Why am I blanking on it too?
I forget. Was it the one that you go and you do a bunch of drugs?
Dude, why am I?
Well, that one. Like, yeah.
I can't think of it.
Like, Woodstock.
I can't think of it. What is the name of the festival where people go and trip in the desert?
I think, are we tripping right now?
Are we tripping right now?
Are we tripping right now?
Why can't we think of that festival?
Are we tripping right now?
Are we tripping right now?
Fuck. Am I in acid right now?
I don't know. Did we take acid earlier?
I did take acid earlier.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought this was supposed to be part of the podcast.
Did you dose my water before we started the podcast?
Well, I told you I was going to put acid in you, and you're like, sure.
I thought it was like...
Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah, I thought when you asked me for acid, it was Alka-Seltzer.
Well,
because you know my tummy issues.
I knew, but then I was like,
hey, this is going to be better than Alka-Seltzer. And you're like, well, really? And I was like, yeah, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Your tummy and your mind will thank you for it.
Yeah. Burning Man? It took us a while to get there.
Wow, that's fun.
Dude, we had time to go to the concert and come back by the time we thought
we took the trip, came back, and we still didn't remember until now.
Yeah.
That's how good our comedy is.
That Alka-Seltzer is crazy.
Do people still use Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah.
Isn't that like an 80s thing?
Dude, I've used it.
You use
Alka-Seltzer Plus?
Really?
Yeah,
like
man.
with a little like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
the little bubbles.
Yeah.
And guess what? It helps.
It helps?
It sometimes tastes horrible, but that means, it's working.
What does it even do? It's for your...
It's just for your gut,
acid.
just to calm everything down a little bit. I've done it after I've eaten a crazy amount of spicy stuff because I've done a lot of spicy challenges over the years. And
oh yeah, have you done like what like hot wings or like
I've done
peppers and stuff?
Yeah.
You done the peppers?
Yeah,
like what was the one?
I did this one peanut thing for Scissor Bros. There was a Carolina Reaper peanut.
Peanut? Oh yeah, the Carolina Reaper.
It was horrible.
So you ate it or you put it in your butt?
No. Well, that was a different episode.
Okay, right.
We did put some hot sauce in the butt.
Yeah, because I remember
one episode.
Yes, I remember.
We did a turkey baster, and that was
and you put a hot sauce in your butt. Isn't that supposed to put your dick at hard?
What?
If you put hot sauce,
it makes your dick hard.
Yeah, or I might just all my knowledge comes from a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Oh, okay.
I remember the one where like there's the guy from Better Call Saul. What's his name? I forget. Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
The guy.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk. Yeah.
Okay, that was less time than the Burning Man one.
But he's like the guest in that episode.
What's his name?
Bob Better Call Saul. But yeah, he says that he goes like, he's a porn actor.
Oh, that's his character.
That's his character.
So when he puts hot sauce,
so he's like, they're having dinner, and they're like, they tell the story. Well, so I couldn't get up, so I grabbed some Tabasco and I put it up on my ass, and I'm hard for like 3 days.
So that was not my reaction at all. Not even remotely. Dude, it was one of the worst things I've done for a podcast because I paid for that for about 10 days to 2 weeks. It gave me instant hemorrhoids. Instant.
Oh, fuck.
It literally blistered immediately because your butt is obviously not supposed to handle that.
Course.
And it's so much more sensitive than
your
tongue.
Yeah. Because you could get
drunk. I know a lot about tongues and butts. I know the difference, people.
And also, because that you could get drunk through your ass too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
You can butt chug stuff.
Yeah, so it's like obviously put in, and you put the Reaper in there?
No,
that was just normal hot sauce.
Just hot sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I love how that...
Francisco, I'm not crazy. Okay?
Whoa. Just
Listen.
Normal Tapatio.
Listen,
That's
my friend.
it.
We're both just a couple of normal our guys doing normal podcast stuff, all right?
Which is... I wonder if as we're married, like our wives are going like, well, at least... Is it better? Is it like... Well, at least they're not having an affair.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
It's like, well, they're putting shit in their butt.
There's so many slimy guys out there. They're like, yeah, let them have the hot sauce in their butt. Sure.
Yeah.
Let them do their weird comedy things.
Yeah.
They're loyal? Great.
Yeah. They're like,
I love it. Congratulations, by the way. You're recently married.
Thank you. Which is, I keep touching. Did you get, it's so hard to get used to this, right?
So I've never before having this ring on my finger, literally in my life, never wore a ring on my finger.
Yeah, me neither.
I only wear watches and stuff like that every once in a while, but it's just kind of different.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did have like the thumb ring like back in high school.
You were a thumb ring guy?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Back Blink 182 or something kind of like.
Oh yeah, I guess Tom DeLonge did kind of sport that.
Yeah, it was kind of like that Incubus kind of like 311 like,
just
original.
Kind of trying to do different fashion statements.
Exactly.
Like you'd see a dude with a toe ring every once in a while and you're like, bro, what are you doing? What is this accomplishing? The toe ring.
The toe ring I never did, or I did have the thumb ring and also the puka shells kind of thing, the white, the like Hawaiian kind of like, and I did some little what's it called, hair like
frosted tips.
Frosted tips, man.
Yeah, I did some frosted tips back in the day.
Yeah,
you had to, man. Those boy band era. Come on.
That's what it was,
Which boy band was your favorite?
I do have to say, I think I like both, obviously, like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. I do have to say, I think Backstreet Boys are more of a... I know more songs from them, I guess.
Right.
And then... Dude, hey, I also like the obscure LFO. LFO. And Out... What was the one with... Dream... No, Out... something Dreams. Oh no, well it was 198
Well, LFO
degrees.
90
too?
degrees. LFO had a song called
Summer.
Liquid Dreams.
Liquid Dreams. Wasn't it summertime?
They had Summertime as well.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
so, but there was another one called like, wasn't there one more?
Dude, there were so
There
many. O-Town?
O-Town. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
O-Town.
You and I literally have one of my favorite riffs in the history of Stand Up on the Spot.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
That literally, dude, that's what's fun about that show is sometimes the stars align with the riff gods
Yeah,
where
yeah,
everything is in perfect.
Perfect harmony.
Dude, it was.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you were gonna play.
Oh.
I thought it was it.
You are. Like, and I don't know where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there. You are
There it is.
my fire,
The one.
desire.
Yes, I have. It's too late. I wanted that.
Oh yeah, it goes like a way, something like that.
I guess that's I could have done. I would have wanted to be in a boy band.
Oh, dude, I sometimes.
Dude.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started, bro. Dude, I thought about this too many times, man. Dude, don't get me started.
Wow.
You know, you're talking about we were talking about rings and stuff for a second.
Yeah.
For a second. Do you remember an old brand called Joe Boxer?
Yes.
They had the smiley face.
Yeah.
I literally have not thought about that company for years.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the rings and stuff. I had for a very short period of time. It was a ring that was a watch.
Like an actual watch?
Like,
Oh my-
dude, it was so weird looking, but it had like the stretchy, you know, like the thing, like
Yeah.
where you could put it over your finger
Yeah.
or your thumb,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you'd like I'd look at the time.
Man.
It was such a '90s thing that like didn't catch, like a '90s style thing.
That's actually like, yeah, the guy who maybe when they were pitching the thing is like, okay, guys,
Yeah,
so people love rings and people love the time.
guys, Ted's talking. I want to hear this.
Well,
Where's this going, Ted?
Well, what I'm saying, hey, sometimes when I put my ring, I'm going like, oh, where did the time go? Well, how about we put a ring and a watch? And you know who's gonna love this? Middle school boys. Cause they always wanna be on time for the pussy. Sorry, can I not say
No,
time?
Yeah, Ted, that was our issue. Was the middle school boys needing to be on time?
Well, it is the 90s, so I can still say pussy.
Yeah, it's true.
In a professional
Listen.
business level.
If you don't say pussy, you're gay. All right? Let's just be honest. We're in the
Yes.
90s,
This
all
is
right?
the 90s.
This is the 90s right
So
now.
you can still say that.
It's still fine.
And that's, and then we can, what else can we do in the 90s?
Oh,
then?
duh, well, we can do whatever we want in the 90s because guess what? Gas is 90 cents a gallon. We can drive wherever we want, brother.
Fuck yeah. And we can, by the way, I just don't know why I remember gas in the 90s. I remember there was a guy who was shooting people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? In
Which one?
DC. Which one?
The DC sniper?
The DC sniper. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was there.
You were in DC?
Yeah, I grew up DC, Maryland area.
Oh.
So I remember when I had to put gas, I was so dumb. I'd be like, my parents were like, hey, be careful when you put gas. So what I would do is I would put gas and I just kept moving. Like, just because, you know, you were like, well, the sniper's not going to get me if I just keep moving while I put gas.
I got alligator movement.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be.
Which I could see the sniper going like, look at this idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm definitely getting that guy. He's the only one. He's the only one that's trying to make this challenging for me. That guy's going down for sure.
but, I was going to say it is funny how, we're talking about I don't know why I fucking went the other way. It's the fucking acid, bro.
Dude,
I'm
yes, man.
just all over the place.
Dude,
Everything's all over the place in this podcast.
Dude,
and it's
man.
100% okay.
Because that's
dude.
what's cool about being acid and being on this podcast. It's just about
it's just free flow.
following your mind.
Exactly. Follow your mind.
Follow. Hey, this is actually now sounds more like 90s PSA thing. Remember,
yeah.
like, the more you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't do drugs, except if you're Saved by the Bell. Remember that when she's like,
Oh,
I'm
Jesse.
so excited.
So excited.
Caffeine pills. She
Caffeine
got high
pills.
on Red Bull.
Oh, I mean, it was speed.
It was speed.
That's essentially what it was.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought it was just caffeine pill.
well, that's
pills.
what they said it was.
Oh, but it was
I think that they
actually-
were. I think that they were kind of saying that
Oh,
like she
okay.
got hooked on like kind of speed, kind of like pills.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
But I mean, so
exactly. It's the '90s, man. Come on.
fucking. They were probably because they were probably doing more than shit like behind.
Did you do drugs as a kid?
I did not, because the way that the Venezuelan culture is, it's like you drink, like basically you start when you're a little kid. You know, like I remember used to be like the official bartender to my dad and my grandpa when they would play dominoes. I was just making drinks as they would play, like,
Oh, okay.
you know, how to be sipping. So it was never like taboo to drink, and I learned, you know, so even when I was like in
Did you get good at making drinks?
Oh yeah, I was good. I was fucking getting tipsy, but drinking, making tips. My dad's like, come on, this is make more scotch, more, you know, Jack and Coke, you know, just easy, and
Right.
2 or 3 in the morning just doing drinks.
How
But-
old were you when you were doing that?
9, 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
9-year-old cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9-year-old cocktail. That sounds like a porn. 9-year-old cocktail. But it's not a 9-year-old guy. It's just a guy who's
A little person. Hey, you wanna
Did somebody call for a drink?
Somebody want a drink?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish that Brad Williams had a higher voice.
Oh, like yes.
He has a way
Deep
bassier voice than me.
Well, I think that's
It's like husky.
but I think that's the beauty of God and nature.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, you know, he's a little person, but you're gonna get a deep voice.
Yeah.
You know, like,
you know what goes along with that.
yeah. What? A big dick.
Yeah.
He has a big dick?
I don't know from experience,
Okay. I don't know.
but that's what Ralphie May said. R.I.P.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, which is another nature's gifts, you
Yeah.
know, like,
Fat guy, very high voice.
yes,
Exactly. Nature's gift.
yes, or you know, or tall guy, small dick, or like,
True.
you know,
Happens.
that happens, you
Yeah.
know, which is kind of that's I don't know if you have to choose, what would you choose? Well, I mean, I guess I didn't give you that many options.
I know.
I was like,
It sounds like I'm just the tall guy with the small dick in this scenario. It doesn't sound like.
I was like, you should be a little person with a deep voice, or a tall guy with a small dick.
I'll take tall guy, small dick.
Okay, why?
I mean, I'm already married. It's not like I'm playing the field or
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay,
So I'm locked in,
all right,
you know?
yeah.
But maybe, you know, depending on how small, if it was,
But I'm talking
Crazy.
about like
you're talking micro.
micro.
Ooh.
Yeah, not normal small dick, but micro dick.
Mm.
Because that's, you know, a lot of girls are like, I don't like a big dick, but then they probably also don't like a little dick.
Of course not. It's a Goldilocks syndrome, baby.
The Goldilocks syndrome.
Just right. That's what they're looking for.
Oh, the middle,
Yeah.
the middle bear.
Yeah.
That's right. Wait, I thought, but she tried 3 things. She
tried
tried
the
the 3, and the beds.
One
right?
was too hot. One was too cold. One was just
That's
right.
right. Is that you?
We're just going down memory lane here on Jeremiah Wonders Day. Francisco Ramos is my guest.
Well, on just right.
Oh yes.
That's like actually, I think that's like a kind of like a dirty talk kind of way. It's like, hey babe, how is it? Is this okay? Is this too hot? Or is this cold? Or is it just right?
Trojan condoms, fire and ice.
Just right. Just like Goldie Bears.
Oh yeah. just like the Goldie Bears, just like I remember them.
Just like, you remember the Care Bears?
Of course.
Yeah.
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 Which, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember them. I don't know. I just thought, but they were okay. They were like,
they never really resonated with me.
Me
that
neither.
Much.
They were too nice.
Yeah, it was kind of like I never really got the point of Care Bears.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'd rather watch some superhero cartoons or
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that.
Yeah, more Thundercats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Transformers, or like they even had that one cartoon with the animals. They're just making a movie of it now called Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember those, the gorilla transformer and the cheetah.
Oh,
and stuff like that.
no.
Yeah, I used to watch that.
Yeah.
Beast Wars. Yeah, Beast Wars.
Beast Wars?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
When did you move from the east to the west?
Oh, from China to
Mm-hmm.
here. No, I moved to 2006
From DC to LA?
from DC to LA. Yeah.
Okay. So
Drove.
you're just a few years ahead of me as far as like when you moved to LA.
Yeah, like I moved there
Yeah.
and then, but I didn't really start. Like I moved there and then just, randomly, I had no idea. I didn't know anybody, and I majored in finance. So like I was already working in an investment firm back in DC. So I was like, well, let me find a job here first.
Yeah.
So it took me like 6-7 months to kind of like just even start like dabbling into because I wanted to do improv first, and then I started doing improv classes. I took groundlings and all this stuff. And
What was your experience at Groundlings like?
it was I liked it in the beginning, but then all of a sudden I started feeling, I'm like, this is a little like I felt like it was like a click, like very like a clicky, and then I could just kept like, and I was like going like, I feel like it's not gonna go anywhere. So then it's okay, everything okay? All right. Sorry, you kind of scared me. Felt like you were like, I work for Groundlings, so I'm gonna.
No, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming over to assassinate you as soon as you say, "Oh, you think it's clicky? Interesting." Yeah.
So and also I
Improv logo.
Groundlings is great. No, I mean I learned a lot from it, but I just didn't. I could tell there was like a ceiling for me in terms of like they weren't gonna move me, or I could tell that, and it wasn't because I felt like they had like favorites. I felt like you're like
Of course.
like you're a huge family, and there's a bunch of, and then the dad's like, yeah, you're not moving to the next thing.
Did you have I don't know, I've had a couple buddies with this experience, so this is why I'm asking this question. Did you ever feel like they were trying to make you play a certain type of character?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that was like, I do remember, yeah, it was, well, actually not, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was pretty much kind of like, yeah, like stick to your own, like they saw you for what you were, and then they're like, well, now you do that. That's what you got to do. And you're like, which the thing to me is like the whole point of doing that is to be something different than yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, did you do it? Did you have to?
I did. I did the first couple. I did the first couple levels of it, and then by the time I was on the wait list for the writing lab, I had started touring with stand up, like going on the road.
Yeah.
Like at the time, I think I was featuring, and I was going on the road too much, and I was missing too many classes, so I couldn't do the writing lab.
Got it.
And I was just like, that's just a sign for me to not come back.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, the same. I think it's also, I never found like a core group of people that I could, really like...
like grow with.
And like do stuff, because I always said if I would have found like a group or two other people that were like in the same page of like, let's do sketches and let's just, maybe I would have not done stand up, but I couldn't find that. The whole class wasn't working. So my next thing was like, well, I'm going to start doing open mics. It's free. I don't have to depend on anybody. And then when I started doing it,
you set your own workload.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was easier for me to kind of like I guess it was more accepted quickly and kind of like it was easier for me to get into that groove. I
think if people, I mean, I can't speak for people who are not. This is my experience with the open mic scene. If people see that you are literally trying hard to hit mics and that you are working on different and new material, and that material is starting to get even a little bit better, then people mess with you because you get their respect pretty quickly. Yeah, it's the people who bring that same 3 minutes where you get written off real quick because you're like, this guy's not even he's not like putting in the work. Yeah. So why would I want to?
We've had a boring 7 months without an NFL game, but the fun is finally back. I'm putting all my money on the Kansas City Chiefs. All my bankruptcy notices, all my mortgages, everything. It's all going towards the Chiefs because I believe in them. DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. All customers can snag 2 new offers every single game day this September, so download the app and see what you get. Download now and use code SAX to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code SAX, only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. And what other than Crown City? The Kansas City Chiefs, baby. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility. Terms and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. DraftKings. Get in on the fun, baby, and get in on these Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, why would I want to?
No, exactly. Yeah. For me, it was more like it was like the people, like it was like splitting half in terms of like the same people that kept going to the open mics. It was like you said, people that you're like, oh, these are people are trying. They know what they're doing, or they have an idea of what they want to do. Yeah. Like, and then the other people were like, oh, these are just. They're not living in the real world in a way. Dude. There were some people that was like, some were literally homeless people that wanted to be heard. Yeah. Which, and then other ones where you're like, and the other ones were just, they just, it's kind of like you were saying, it's like, if the thing is not working, why do you keep doing it? You know, like if that bit's not working or something's not working and you keep doing the same thing, it's like that to me is one of the first things that I even had when I started. I was like, I'm the opposite. I was like, people used to tell me all the time, oh, that was good. That was good for me to start believing in myself, to be like, okay, I guess I'm doing well. Right. Because I didn't want to be like unrealistic to because people see like, oh, you come to, LA, and they're like, like those people that come to LA and they're like, oh, in a year I'm going to be a star. I'm like, like, get back. Like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely thought that, but I didn't say it out loud.
No, but I think but I don't think that, but I think it's okay to have to know that that's your dream, or that's your, like, but I think it's to, like, also to know that you have to know that there's got to be other stuff that has to happen. Of course. And then, because it happened to me when I first got that voice thing for that movie Rio, which was like 3 years into me being here in LA. Yeah. I was still doing open mics, working at the Comedy Store. In my mind, I was like, oh, this is gonna like change. I thought, and then I realized, and then the reality of like, nothing changed, you know.
So what was the process like for something like that, for somebody who's that new into the scene? How did that come about?
That's where I always say, that's where, to me, where like the universe conspired to tell me, hey, you're good at this, but you're still gonna have to work at it, because it was completely like, you know, like I was doing open mics, I was still working full time at an investment firm, so no agent, no manager, no nothing, no type of I didn't take any voice act, I didn't take any acting at that point or anything like that, nothing. What happened was, Skylar Stone. So, you know, I met him, I guess, just doing shows and stuff like that. And do you remember doing that show? I think a lot of people did it. It was like one of the first spots that we could headline. It was like 4 hours from here, like some the ranch or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did that gig.
The ranch. Was it called the ranch or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I went there and featured for Josh Nasser like over a decade ago.
Well, that was the same thing.
Yeah.
So Skylar was going to headline, and he's like, hey, you want to feature for me?
Yeah.
You know, and I went and I did it. It was funny. It was him and his now wife, I think they were girlfriend, you know. Remember we were driving, and like, I don't know if we got pulled over or not, but I guess both of them couldn't drive, so then I ended up driving, you know. But the show was well or whatever, you know, and then remember, and you get paid on steak, remember? Like,
yeah, dude, such a weird gig. That's still one of those gigs where people ask me like, what's one of the weirdest gigs you had? I'm like, oh, this place called The Ranch.
And he was in the middle of nowhere. Like, it was like 4 hours. It was like almost 4 hours, right?
4 hours like north of here.
I remember I did it where I did it, like, and
northeast,
I came back. I mean, like, fucking 4 hours driving, 4 hours back.
Oh, no,
I mean,
I remember getting back at like 3 in the morning or something like crazy like that. Like there, same night, and then back the same night. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no hotels or any accommodations back
No,
then.
hell no.
Come on.
I mean, it was like it felt like a ghost town a little bit, you know, a little bit of like how it was.
Oh, no, that was their big thing. That was for sure.
Yeah. But so then, so because I did that and stuff like that, so he knew one of the casting director that was casting that movie. And so he recommended me because they were looking for like Brazilian type actors. Sure. You know, Skylar was like, yeah, you know, can you do a Brazilian accent or something? I was like, sure, you know.
Yeah.
Because I can in Spanish, but I was like, yeah, I guess I could do it in English. So then, you know.
And honestly, the way that movies and stuff work, people are not going to know.
So that's what little happened. I went in for the audition. Again, not know anything. Went to Fox. Remember, I was working. And I'm like, hey, I gotta go to the doctors. And you know, and I just fucking, because I used to work in Century City on those Twin Towers.
Oh, yeah.
So I just literally walked to Fox Studios, and I'm like, yeah. And I went, and and again, it was all like, you know, all instinct of what I was doing. I remember doing, and I was speaking with like a Brazilian accent. I was doing, and the casting director was like, what are you doing? I was like, no, I'm doing the Brazilian thing. And he's like, you know, Americans don't know the difference between like, you know, Brazilian or Venezuelan. But just do you.
Yeah.
And that kind of led me kind of like be more free. And I did it. And then I came, you know, and then they called me again, and I came back and called me again. And then, and I got it. So it was like, it was complete, like, you know, like I had no business.
Truly a beginner's luck kind of thing.
Completely. Yeah. No, and that's how thanks to this casting director, then he recommended me to get my first commercial and voiceover agent.
Nice. Just
because, you know, he was known. So and that's how I got into, and then that's how I got into SAG too, because they gave me the SAG thing because, so it was, again, completely beginner's luck, you know, which it was one of those things where like, oh, I'm doing it. You guys remember going to the premiere and all this stuff. I'm meeting cool. Like, so I remember this funny thing. We're in the premiere, which is by Roosevelt. It was Roosevelt in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We're at that pool thing, and like, you know, Jamie Foxx was there, and you know, and I forget the name now. Who did the voice? the guy from Facebook, you know. But Jermaine Clement he's the bad guy in the movie, or the bad bird, and I was like his
Jesse
sidekick.
Eisenberg? Is that?
Jesse Eisenberg,
Okay, cool.
you know.
Yeah.
And I was a big, huge fan of him because of Flight of the Conchords and stuff like that. And I remember I did, I was like, we're like eating, you know, like getting stuff in the buffet, and I'm just slowly next to him, like, hey, so, you know, I play the monkey in the movie. And he was like, oh, cool. Nice to meet you. And then he just left, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my only chance to talk to somebody
He
there.
sets his food down. He's like, I love your work.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
Because sometimes one of the things you want, like, all right, let's, you know, like in my mind, it's like, well, maybe I can be in Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, dude, I've done that kind of thing so many times over the years, and I'm like, what was I expecting to happen? And they're just being nice, like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And they're like, they go about
of course.
their
I'm
life.
like, what are we gonna? Which is funny. It's like one of the things you think like, yeah, no, they're not gonna give you a job. They're not even the ones that give you the job.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reality of the thing that people don't understand is like actors. Most of the time, they're getting hired too.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's
They're
not
doing
like
the
they're
same
gonna be
thing
like,
you are. Yeah.
So they're not gonna be like, hey, get in you want to be on the Flight of the Conchords?
Do you remember we did like a pilot kind of?
Yes, the little cartoon pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, the little phone.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, that was great. I mean,
Yeah.
that one, unfortunately, you know, like a lot of, you know, some stuff that you know, all the projects that, you know, you start with and then never kind of like pan out. That was, I mean, we had big hopes because the guys that we met were like they were the ones who were going to push the animation.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, I forgot what one of the guys, I forgot what happened. Like he just didn't follow through or something like that. Or I don't know what happened, but it never panned out. And
Yeah.
but it was, I mean, I think it was a great idea.
It was fun.
And yeah, you were the main guy.
Yeah.
It was like the little, it was still a great idea. I mean, to have a flip, it was flip fun.
Yeah.
Flip.
That
was the name.
Yeah. I literally.
It was you and Dean was in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Dean was the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still talks about it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a copy of that for my reel?
He brought me up though. I think last time I was like, yeah, we used to work. We did, and I'm like, this was like 10, 12 years ago.
I would be interested just to see just whatever was.
I would like to
it.
see, like, I mean, I'm probably maybe Alaska. This guy Alex Ansoleaga, maybe.
Oh yeah,
because he's the one that this is the one that I did it with.
Right.
We created it with.
Yeah.
To see if he has any.
It would be fun to just kind of like review
just
it
even
to
put it out there. You know, why not?
Why not at this point?
At this point,
because at this point, there's a decent amount of comics that
of course
are in it.
Yeah, Ian was in it.
Yeah,
it was Ian, you, Dean. Yeah, because Ian was like the Jamaican character.
Ian should be doing so much more voiceover.
Yeah,
he has like such a distinct, good voice.
Yes. Yeah, he's very like, exactly. He's that voice that you could like put him in any character in any type of animation, and he just works right away.
I mean, he could be, anything. He could be like a principal. He could be a bus driver.
Anything.
Any kind of animal that's like wise or anything like that. Yeah,
an owl or something. Yeah.
Who do you think you are, bitch?
That's your like my Ian impression is more like that's the most smartest stupid comment you made, Francisco. Like he always like uses the the positive and negative in a one thing. Mm-hmm. Like when he goes like, this is the most empty pack show I've been in.
There's always some, even when it's positive, there's some negative
stuff right there. Yeah. That's even the character right there. Yeah. But I'm actually gonna. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm actually I'll see, because he's the one that had this most stuff, and I know we record because the whole point was to do a little like a little sizzle reel or something. So we even had music. We even had that guy. Remember that guy?
He composed it, right?
It's the guy who
he used to work at the store, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, he got passed. Tommy passed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
That was a weird ordeal, though. That was in the era, so before
for people that don't know.
A couple talent coordinators ago, that's
long time ago.
a long time ago at the Comedy Store. That's when Francisco and I were coming up. There was a very eccentric talent coordinator, to say the least, and the rumor was that he got like free studio time from this one guy, and he made him a paid regular at the Comedy Store. That's how crazy it was back in the day, where there was like wheeling and dealing going on behind closed doors.
Dude, it was a complete corrupt country.
Yeah,
like very like
communist. Totally.
yeah,
totally.
So because it was just for studio time.
Yeah.
Not even. I mean, just I guess to record a demo.
Yeah.
And then he got passed.
Yeah.
And then
that's one way to get passed.
And also like I remember it was like, cause he was like already like a good career as a musician.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess he just did it just to do it. It's like, sure, I'll pass you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That was the old.
You were a door guy there for a bit, right?
Yeah. I was there for. I think I worked there for almost like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because I started working, and I was working literally like, pretty much every weekend, every week I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I really got into it, and then it got to a point where I was like, all right, I finally, some people that were started with me were getting passed, and I was going like, well, I think it's my time to get passed too. So, and then finally I got passed because I was about to quit. I was like, because I finally felt that I got what I needed to get out of working there.
Yeah.
And I was going like you, I was getting a little like feature spots here and there.
Yeah. Some
comics were taking me on the road here and there to open for them. So at that point I was like, look, I can't, and then finally I got passed, and then but that was like the times where the Comedy Store wasn't popular at all. There was nobody was there. We learned to do comedy where there was nobody there. I mean, the only times I was packed is when it was like a holiday weekend.
I know.
When it was like a Labor Day weekend, that was like the only, we know that that Sunday's going to be.
The original room and the main room were almost always half full or even less than that.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised when it was packed. I was like,
I would be too.
Geez.
I'm like, who's here tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was, and also then it was just also more, I mean, I even remember when I started working there, I'm like, nobody even taught me anything. I got there and they're like, Dean, the manager, gave me a shirt. And then I was like, what am I supposed to do? And then and I was just standing there. And Jimmy Pidd, remember Jimmy Pidd? Remember him?
I know who that is.
Yeah.
I didn't have really run-ins with him.
Okay, yeah.
I know.
So he's like, all right, fine. He's just showing me around, but it was like a, I always felt it's like a boat. Like I just landed in a boat, like in a pirate ship.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'll show you the ropes. That's pretty much. And then he kind of taught me what to do, and that's it. But
you're aimlessly walking around though, being like, I still don't really know what I'm doing.
Nothing. So it was just sitting people, but I was glad that I did it, because for me it was like my only. I never did stand up or anything like that in DC, so that's my only time I would say it's like that was my MBA, my master's in comedy, because I learned how to be a stand-up comedian just by being there and by watching
You learn a lot watching.
Dude, I learned just, especially knowing how to do comedy in front of when there's not that many people. You know what I mean?
It's always so much harder.
It's so hard, man, when it's when you gotta make them trust you and then be like, all right, guys, let's have fun tonight. And then it's because people it is a funny thing when comedy is either they're if they feel the energy, it's just, you can just ride that way. But when it's a little empty and stuff like that, fuck, man.
Oh, that's the thing, is going on the road, sometimes you do those gigs where for whatever reason It didn't happen that weekend where people did not show up.
No.
And it's just low numbers, and you still got to do
And
your
you-
hour.
Exactly.
And for a very limited amount of people, that's the real test of.
To me, that's what a true comedian is, where you gotta give
Yes.
because to me that's where, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier when the room is packed.
You can be 5 years into comedy, for example, in a packed room and kill.
Of course.
But if you are 5 years into comedy and you're performing for 5 to 10 people, you're probably going to eat it, most likely.
Of course. Yeah.
Like if you're, that's
especially
the
if you're just being used to the packed shows.
Oh, yeah.
And then you gotta do that.
Sometimes when I have gone back to doing like lighter shows after I have a run of really good,
Yeah.
well-attended shows, I have to reset my rhythm because I'm expecting more
Exactly.
than what this little room is
Yeah.
literally going to give because
Yeah.
there's less people and there's less energy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I got to
Exactly. You got to make it more intimate
Yeah.
and more slow it down and know that. And also realize, hey, they're having fun, but they're just not going to give you that.
the expectations are
Boom.
different.
Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, I mean, I think that's where the real true comedian has to come, because you have to really put everything into, like, it's not just your bits, but like, all right, you have to like do some crowd work and and then know that they're gonna, then they're kind of losing them. I gotta do this more. I gotta do that. I gotta, so you gotta like literally take your toolbox. I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking use everything here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to get into this next segment. It's called Wig.
Oh.
Wig.
Have you heard of Robin Hood?
Have I heard of Robin Hood? Yeah, I've heard of him.
You have?
Yeah, heard of him.
Just
The guy that, he robs the rich people and, gives to the poor. Robin Hood. Heard of him.
You have? I just heard of him today. I saw a letter from the sheriff. It said £1,000 for his head.
Really?
Why do you laugh?
You speak with a different inflection than I'm used to.
Well,
And I like it, but it confuses me a bit.
I'm not from. I'm from Norway, but I've lived now in Nottingham for 5 years.
So you still have a little bit of the Norway accent. Is that what I'm picking up on?
No, not a little bit, a lot.
Okay.
Because I am proud of my Norwegian accent.
Yes, you speak with a dialect I'm not quite familiar with, but it is welcome here in Nottingham.
Well, thank you. So, speaking of Robin Hood, are you going to join him?
Be one of his merry men, is that what you're asking?
Yes, like be part of Little John and steal from the rich and give to us, the poor.
I think so. I think it's for a noble cause, so I think I will.
Yes.
What about you?
It depends if I can kill some Englishmen.
Really, do the Norwegians have it against the Englishmen?
Yes, that's why I moved here.
You moved here to off Englishmen.
Yes.
Well, what do you think about our women then?
All women?
Our women.
Oh, no. I will not kill any woman. I will make one my wife. Which, this is why I'm going to ask you. Your sister, Mary Elizabeth.
Yes, my sister Mary Elizabeth. What of her?
I, have impregnate her. And she will have my hair. John, sacrilegious.
She's going to have your baby, your child.
Yes. In 2 full moons.
That's a fast baby.
No, she's been pregnant
Oh,
for 7 months.
she's been pregnant for a while now.
Yes.
Well, then why are you just telling me this? And also, I didn't realize. To be honest, I thought my sister was getting just a little fat.
Nope. I gave her the fat, if you know what. Ooh, right in the barn next to my horse.
Wait, the horses weren't moaning that one summer. That was actually you and my sister.
Mm-hmm. Well, the horse too, if you know what I mean.
I don't entirely know what you mean.
But back in Norway, the horse, you have sex in front of the horse in order for the baby to be strong.
I see. It's
there's-
like a good luck, like a good thing coming your way if you do it in front of the horse.
You do it in front of the horse, and when you release your milk, you look in the horse's eyes and you tell them, that's how I come.
Fascinating.
Yes.
So, when you look in the horse's eye when you relieve yourself, what does it do? Like, is it a groundhog seeing his shadow and there's 3 more months of winter? What is it exactly?
it gives the it's a superstition that if you finish at the same time as you lock eyes with the horse will give speed, strength, and stamina to your baby. However, if the horses blink, you just came in front of a horse. So it just depends.
Well, I didn't expect
And
to...
it also works with a donkey.
It does work with a donkey?
Yeah.
I did not expect to hear this story about this folklore with my sister and you, but I mean, I guess by you impregnating an English woman, that's one way of conquering the English men.
Exactly. And that's I'm going to do it. I'm going to impregnate every English woman until it becomes Norway.
Well, Nathaniel, we have very different motives here. But yes, I will join Robin Hood, and I guess you are building your own empire. You will?
Yes. Even though we're a couple of stable boys, and I do work for your father.
And this is your last day working for my father.
Maybe I should not have mentioned this. Maybe it was the pint that I drank.
Oh, I'm glad you were specific about the pint. I thought you were saying that you relieved yourself a pint's worth in me sister.
Well, I did, but I'm saying I shouldn't have shared as much. For some reason, I thought I was speaking to somebody else, and then I realized, oh, you look exactly like your sister.
Are you getting aroused?
Is that a horse that I...
Is that a horse in my pants? Are you excited to see me? Is that what you're asking? Well, I bid you farewell.
Damn, it didn't work. Okay, I guess I'll go back to Norway now. Damn, next time, Nathaniel, don't share your plans out loud.
I'll send a letter by bird to you and my sister. And I bid thee farewell.
I'm not taking your sister. I'm leaving to Ireland to start this process again.
So you're just making love to different women and leaving them with the babies. And you're
It's the
seeing
Middle
inside them.
Ages.
Very well. And now we're going to get into our final segment, Sax Talk.
Sax.
Oh, Sax Talk.
This story, it's called The First Time Francisco Learned About Masturbation. It was a summertime back in Venezuela when little Francisco could have been 12, 11, 13, 14. And as he was taking a shower, for some reason, he looked at the wall of the shower. And the wall looked back. And then slowly he got close to the wall and oops, his penis touched the wall. And at that point, he felt something he never felt before. Ooh. He felt warm, hot, sexy. And the penis slowly got hard. Hard. Duro. 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 And he just kept pushing himself towards the wall. Dancing with the wall, if you will. Until slowly he couldn't. He just kept dancing and grinding. Grinding. Just slowly moving to the wall until he just couldn't stop anymore and he looked down. He didn't know what to think. Did I break myself? Did something happen? But why does it feel so good? He just didn't know what to do. He kept looking at the wall, seeing if there's like a door to Jumanji's universe of this sexual wall, but nothing. The wall didn't do nothing. So he stopped showering, started drying himself up. But then he got hard again. And he went in that shower again. And more. Whoa! Woo! And he masturbated in that wall for the next summer. I miss that wall.
Well, Francisco, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to plug or anything before you go? Other than a wall.
Yes, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of road shows coming up, so a lot of cities. So if you please go to my Instagram or, I have all my links right there in my bio, and then you can see which cities I'm coming. I'm going to come New York, Toronto, Chicago, DC. It's a lot to mention, so please check that out and come see me on the road. Don't worry, there will be no wall in those shows.
Only breaking of the fourth wall, if you know what I'm talking about. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And yes, go see Francisco in a city live and near you. I only have people on the show that I love and enjoy watching their comedy and think that you guys would enjoy going to go see. So go do that. Love you, brother. Congrats on everything.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you for having me. I really always watch your podcast, and when you called me, and I was like, you gave me a little like, yeah, I'm cool.
Heck yeah,
so
dude.
thank you for having me, bro.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.